Hello, and welcome to this short Take 5 yoga practice. Today we are going to work on 5 poses in 5 minutes to reframe your day. You probably won't need any props. You may wish to have a block handy, but that's optional. We'll start standing. And we're actually going to come right into Warrior Two. So take your feet nice and wide, turn your right toes out, and go ahead and line your heels up on one line today. Left heel out, left toes in a little bit. Bend your right knee to 90 degrees and reach your arms wide apart into a T. And as you arrive here, see if you can right away firm your left outer hip in and feel the top of your left thigh bone press straight back. Sink a little bit lower into your legs. Can you even feel here like your heels are trying to drag together? I always really like this pose. I think it's a pretty good name. It's hard not to feel kind of fierce when you're in Warrior Two. Now with your next inhale, straighten your right leg and take your feet parallel. Make sure the sides of your feet are true parallel and bring your hands to your hips. With your inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. Exhale, fold right at your hips and come halfway down. Now place your hands down underneath your chest. You're going to leave your left hand where it is, and you're going to inhale, reach your right arm out to the side, and then using your spine, reach the right arm up, twisting. Now, imagine you had a wall directly behind your hips. Can you push your sitting bones evenly back into that imaginary wall? And what would it be like to let your left inner thigh reach towards your right inner thigh? So the pelvis is where the twist begins instead of the lower back. Maybe just explore. Switch sides. Place your right hand down under your chest. Take your left arm straight side. And then using the rotation of your spine, then reach the left arm up. Sending right shoulder blade into right chest and dragging right shoulder blade out of your ear. Press your sitting bones evenly back into that imaginary wall behind you. Maybe look up. Now with your exhale, bring your hands down. Bring your hands to your hips. Come all the way up to standing. Warrior Two, second side. So taking the left toes out, make sure heels are on one line. Turn your right toes in just a little bit. Bend your left knee deeply. Take your arms out into a T, looking over your left fingertips. Anchor your tailbone straight down to the floor. Press the top of your right thigh bone back into its hamstrings. And again, can you feel like the heels are trying to drag together? Like the heels are the start of your pelvic floor. Deep ujjayi breaths in and out through your nose. Next inhale, straighten your left leg. Take your feet wide and parallel. Again, just check, make sure the sides of the feet are true parallel. And either hook your thumbs or interlace your hands on your lower back. As you inhale, straighten your arms, lift the chest. As you exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forwards. Now, if your head is easily finding the ground, maybe try shortening up your stance a little bit. If your head feels quite far away, this is where you might want to grab a block and place it beneath your head. You can also try taking the feet wider. Now, those of you that have an easy time with the bind, I want you to even try to split your hands apart without actually letting that happen. Maybe notice how the upper tips of the shoulder blades can widen when you do that. Pull your knuckles away from your upper back. I want you to zipper up through the inseams of your legs like the heels are still trying to drag together. Next inhale, keep your spine neutral and come all the way up to standing. Unclasp your hands and step to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bow forwards. Come up halfway. Step back into plank and make your way back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Good. And really check this out today. What do you need in your down dog? Do you need some movement, maybe biking out the legs, maybe shaking your head? Or is stillness something that your body's really craving? Push vigorously into your inner hands. Push so vigorously that your legs take most of your body weight in this shape. Magnetize your heels towards the floor. Notice if you need to push a little bit more into your big toe mound and inner heel. And just feeling your perspective maybe shift a little bit in this gentle inversion. Next inhale, come down onto your knees. And it's yogi's choice. You can go for knees wide or knees together for balasana, child's pose. If this pose doesn't work for you, you can lie on your back and hug your knees to your chest. Sit back onto your heels. Either keep the arms reaching overhead, or maybe take your arms back next to your thighs with your palms facing up. And just take a moment here to feel your body in this moment. Notice where you're feeling the breath. Notice if anything feels different from when we started. And if you'd like, you might offer up an intention to guide you through the remainder of your day. Plant your hands down, lift your head up, and let's find a seat. Thank you so much for joining me for this short Take 5 yoga practice. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.